But I mean, again, he doesn't know who Gabriel is, right? Because he didn't come from an Abrahamic faith. The people of Mecca were pagan.
The Quran is mentioned, if this book was from other than God, they would have found in it many contradictions.
If a book is without contradictions, that has no bearing on whether it comes from God or not. I've had phone books that are inerrant, but I certainly don't think God gave them.
That we believe without understanding.
The brother asked a very important question, that most of the scholars say that listening to music, watching movies, and most of the television programs, they're haram. So how can we have fun? Let me tell you, brother, at the outset that having fun is permitted in Islam as long as the fun is halal fun.
That the standard narrative has holes in it.
The Prophet tells us because Satan or the devil sleeps over our nostrils. Those who oversleep and not pray Fajr on time, Satan urinates in their ears.
I really do think Jesus was crucified and that he really was dead and buried. He thought that he was a son of God in the sense that he was specially chosen by God. I think Jesus really did think he was going to be the Messiah, the future king of Israel. I mean, that is, after all, why they crucified him.
Hello everyone, and peace of Christ to all of you. Please invite your friends. And as you see today, our chat is closed because we don't want to give YouTube any excuse to any excuse. You know what I'm talking about. You know the thing. So, I know many, they like to come and chat, but this is really not my interest. Our interest here is to learn. You know, I saw many videos made by Muslims. As an example, our sister Ali Dawa, she made a video saying that Islam is against homosexuality. And, the Muslims, they keep saying that, but in reality, there is a huge number of homosexuals in the Middle East, specifically in the center of Islam, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar. The caliphates, if you have my book, Sex in Allah, you will see that all the caliphate, all the family of Muhammad, almost the town of Mecca, they were homosexual. Homosexuality was very part of the lifestyle of the Arab in the Arabian Peninsula. So what this is about, Islam is against homosexuality. And if the Muslims are against homosexuality, so why always they vote for Democratic Party? Why Muslims they vote for Joe Biden? Why Muslims they vote for the one who want to do abortion? Why they vote for somebody sponsor 100% homosexuality? So you are against it, but you vote for it? I will show you some examples of Muslims who try to justify what they do from both sides. Muslims who they are homosexual and Muslims who they are not homosexual. And how the Muslims who they are not homosexual try to refute those who they are Muslims homosexual.
Contradictions have come to govern my life. As a queer person raised Muslim, contradictions of belief systems almost tore me apart. And my mother, more than anybody I know, has embodied the contradictions that follow me everywhere I go. In the same breath, she is the most vociferous critic of my gender nonconformism, as well.
All right. If we go, we will find tons of those videos posted by liberals, for sure, of Muslims who they are gay, and they are explaining that Islam is not against homosexuality. Actually, I found a video which summarizes a bunch of them. Instead of going and watching one by one, we can, a few of them. So this is a video, but they put like let us say a fog in the top of the video, so you don't see the person. And they want you to see the person. The Muslims, they are trying to protect Islam. So here the argument is Muslims saying,
Gomorrah is a story about a town that was doing horrible acts of rape, acts of incest. Not a condemnation of same-gender loving relationships.
It wasn't homosexuality that these people were involved in, it was acts of rape.
How is this aggressive sexual assault in any way or form analogous to the legitimate human need for intimacy, affection, and companionship for LGBT?
So here they are talking about the story of Sodom and Gomorrah in the Quran. But we know that this is a story Muhammad he took from the Bible. Now somebody will say, well, as long as the Quran approved the story, that means Islam is against homosexuality. Wrong. Muhammad, he takes stories for everybody before him. If you remember, I saw a video, maybe we should make a video about it just for a laugh, where the dad, he was making fun of Lut. He is offering his daughters, but exactly the same thing in the Quran. Lut, he offered his daughters for them instead of his guest. You know, the Quran is a book of contradiction. Islam is a religion of contradiction, and Islam is a religion of confusing. So if Islam is against homosexuality, then how Muhammad himself, he practiced it? How Muhammad himself, he act like when a Muslim today, they look down at somebody, he's a homosexual. How you notice he's a homosexual? He put eyeliner, he put makeup. He tried to dress like a woman, right? But Muhammad, he did all of those things. Muhammad, he put eyeliner. Muhammad, he loved to add too much perfume. Muhammad, he said, I never received Quran, revelation from Allah, except in the clothing of Aisha. And the Muslim, they try to cover it up. They say to you, oh, this is the house of Aisha. But that will make it more stupid. Why? Because if this is true, that Muhammad, he never received revelation except in the house of Aisha, that means he never received revelation in the house of Khadija. That means all revelation he received before, it was a fraud. So the hadith says, Thawb Aisha. Thawb Aisha. Thawb is a dress. As simple as that. Have nothing to do with housing. Since when Thawb is a house? You know? You can go right now, open dictionary, and you will find that Thawb mean clothes. And each time the word thawb appear in the hadith, you will see it says clothing, garment. You see garment, clothing. See, this is the same word, thawb, 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 thawb. The second you say that Muhammad was receiving Quran in the thawb of Aisha, the Muslims, they say this is not the clothes. This is the same word appear all over the hadith. Thawb, thawb, thawb. See it? The one in black, the dark one. But the second you say that the Prophet said to his daughter, it is his fake daughter, by the way, and actually this is a proof that Muhammad, again, he have a weird sexuality. He married his daughter at the age of 10. Not only he married Aisha at the age of 6, he married his daughter Fatima at the age of 10. And then she died at the age of 18. After Umar al-Khattab, he caused her death. But if we go and read the hadith, let us see. Here we go. Here it says, فَإِنَّ الْوَحْيَ لَمْ يَأْتِنِي وَأَنَا فِي ثَوْبِ إِمْرَأَ إِلَّا عَائِشَةَ. We go to the Muslim translation. Here, imagine here they change even the word thawb. Suddenly it became a bed. Muhammad saying, I never received revelation except in the bed of Aisha. But the word thawb is thawb. You know, is a dress. And actually, there is a one of those hadith in one of the versions, Muslim translation. The Muslims, by mistake, they translated correctly, and it says the cloth of Aisha. Let me see if I can find it. in the English language, they say he is a cross-dresser, right? So why Muhammad wearing the clothes of Aisha? Let us see. I'm just trying to find the hadith. You see, I don't prepare for things. I just go live and then I find it right away in the spot for you. Let us see. We'll try this one. Here it says, Aisha, she said that the wife of the Prophet and Uthman, blah, 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 they came, etc. Okay. And here it says, he was laying down in bed, wearing the cover of Aisha. I mean, have you ever heard of somebody wearing a cover? I mean, how you can wear a cover? Cover is a cover, not a clothes. The hadith says murt, which is a clothing for women. And the translation itself says wearing. And then you need to ask yourself, why a man he wear women clothing for any reason? And not only that, the hadith here is, showing that Muhammad obviously is doing something not right. Why? This is why she is reporting the hadith. Muhammad wearing the women clothes, and this is a very wide clothing, because you might say to yourself, well, Aisha is, small. This is like very wide, very comfortable. So Muhammad wearing it in the top of him, and then one by one, the caliphate, one by one, later they became caliphate. Abu Bakr came, Umar came, and Muhammad is showing his meat, exposing what a man should not expose. And Aisha, this is different hadith, I will show it to you. And Aisha herself is sitting in a way, should not be exposed to strangers. So if we read together here, it says, he gave a permission to Abu Bakr. Abu Bakr is the father of Aisha, so no problem. He entered. He was like that what? What is the problem? He was wearing the clothes of Aisha. Why that need to be reported if it was not something abnormal? Why Aisha says he was like that? And then Umar, he came. And Muhammad was still like that. So Umar asked for permission and he entered. And he gave a permission, he entered. And he was like that. And then when Uthman, he came, Muhammad, he told Aisha to cover herself up properly, which means Aisha, she was exposing her meat, her skin. And he himself, he changed the way he is sitting and obviously the way he is dressing. But when Uthman came, Uthman, he adjusted the way he is sitting and asked Aisha to adjust her covering, to put cover, to cover herself. She said to him, how come Omar came, you did not say anything? Omar is a stranger. Abu Bakr, her father, no problem. But still, Abu Bakr is a man, Muhammad is a man. Why when Uthman came, you changed? He said Uthman is a person, the angels will be, shy in the front of him. So how I will not be? So why the angels will be shy from Uthman, but they will not be shy from Abu Bakr? And shy from what exactly? What Muhammad was doing exactly? This translation here is messed up, so I will try to find a different translation. Okay, let's see this one. He enter in that state. You see here, they don't show you in translation, they hide it. What state exactly? What state? It says here, look at this. He was laying down in the bed, covered with the bed sheet. Look out at the lies. Suddenly now it's covered by the bed sheet. In the previous translation, he was wearing. Have you ever heard of somebody wearing bed sheet? Now it's covered. Let's try to find different translation. And look, here in Arabic it says labisa, labisan, labisan, wearing, wearing, wearing. The Quran says وَأَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْكُمْ لِبَاسًا وَرِيشًا. Libas is a clothing. This is not a sheet. So here it says the same. Muhammad, they enter upon him, and here it says, look here, they exposed themselves. They made a mistake. Decency is a mistake in Islam. It says here he was laying down in the bed wearing Aisha woolen shirt. Do you see it? Wearing Aisha woolen shirt. And this is why Aisha is reporting, because this is not normal thing the Arab they do. I mean, men, their homosexuality, yes, but they don't dress like women. Usually the one who dress like the women is the one who is, you know, when I enter a chat room in Paltalk, I don't know what the heck is that. And I saw one in Arabic saying that he is the bomb looking for someone in the top. And one is saying I am a top and I'm looking for a bomb. I could not understand what is that, but then later, you know, okay, now we get it. So the one is in the bomb is the one who wear women clothing, and that is Muhammad. And this is why Aisha reporting it, because it's something strange. And you will notice Muhammad is practicing that, and he have no shame. Enter Uthman, he arrived. And the excuse is Muhammad saying, well, Uthman is a person, the angels will be shy in front of him. So what Muhammad was doing? In Arabic it says, فَزَعْتَ, you got terrified when Uthman came. You changed the way. فَزَعْتَ, like you jumped from your place. He said, well, Uthman is a modest man. Uthman is a modest man, and I feared if I gave him permission to come while I was in that state, he would not tell me what he needs. Another way, he will leave. So what Muhammad was doing, it was not modest. Uthman is a modest. Muhammad is not a modest man, and he was wearing his wife's clothing. And as you see, the hadith is sahih, because they will say to you, this is weak. And they will say to you, this is fake. And this is the hadith number. And the grade is sahih. So we prove that Muhammad, he wear women clothes. Muhammad, he pee like women. Why? Let us find you the hadith. And this is again proof that Muhammad was the bomb. He is the female person. You will notice that Muhammad is acting weird and he is doing something. Only women they do. This is sahih. This is sahih. This is sahih. All of this is sahih. Okay, what is sahih? Muhammad being like a woman. He always be like women. He never be like man. Very rare Muhammad is being like a man. Look what the hadith is saying. This is not me. Abdul Rahman, blah, 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 reported from. He came out, blah, 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 okay, and then he says, and then he urinated. Then we said, look at him. He urinating as women does. What does that mean exactly? Muhammad, he sat down when he urinate. He never urinate standing up. He had to sit down. He left his dress and he urinate. Is that a coincidence? So now we have him wearing woman clothing, and now we have in him being like women, and you will see that the men there, they were like, they are the one who's surprised. I mean, those are his people, and those are the Muslims. Amr ibn al-As and etc. with him, the hadith will say to you that the Prophet, he was trying to be a Jew. Why? The Jew, they are very careful in the way they pee, so they don't want any drop of pee to touch their clothing or their body. But the Jews, they pee inside a container, not like what Muhammad he do. They got a container and they pee in it. It's like today, you know, when you have those new standing pee in the wall for men. So they have a container. This way the pee will be contained and will not split all over. But if you sit down, that will not make the pee far away from you. Actually, it's going to return more to you because you are so close to the ground. So why Muhammad is peeing like a woman? No explanation. This is there. They are trying to give you their opinion. Why they are trying to do that? Is he trying to copy the Jews? But the Jews don't do that. He pee like women. And this is Sahih Hadith. The Prophet, he put eyeliner. In the old days, eyeliner is used for as a medicine. If somebody have a problem with his eyes, but this is as a medicine, you don't put it all the time. But the Prophet of Islam, he used it every day. And let us find some hadith. So if Muhammad was sick and he is using it, that will be temporarily, not will be every day. Will be, okay, well, you know, he is his eyes have a problem, and this is the medicine they have at that time. So I would say, okay, well, not, I mean, you know, that is the reason. The reason is clear. But the guy, he do it all his life. Let us see here. We could not find the first hadith. Let us see the first hadith. And you know, and then the Muslim, they start doing as he do, because you know, remember, the Muslim, they follow the steps of their prophet, right? Here we go. Ibn Abbas reported that the prophet saying, apply an autonomy, for it is clear the sight, and make their grow, make hair grow. Listen carefully. Muhammad is using the eyeliner to make the eyelashes, if I'm saying the word correctly, grow. Muhammad, he liked to have a pretty eyelashes. He wanted to grow. It to clear your sight and make the hair grow. And he asserted that the prophet had a aquarium case from which he applied every day in each eye 3 times. 3 times a day, in the morning, noontime, and afternoon. So Muhammad, he want to keep the eyeliner always in his eyes. Always. It's a must. To make his eyes look nicer, and he claimed that will grow the eyelashes. Well, isn't it what this woman they do? And why a prophet of God, he need to put eyeliner anyway? Why he care even for such a thing? This is not temporary medicine. This is something he do every day. 3 times a day. It's a must. It's like his food. 3 meals. You see it? 3 times a day. Trying to grow his eyeliner. What about Muhammad? Shaving hair body. You see, for some in the West or some other places, men, they do shave their body hair, and it's not a big deal for them. In the Middle East, this is a big shameful thing to do. And remember, I'm Middle Eastern, and we know our culture, so don't tell me that's not true. That's why I was laughing at maybe hijab when he shaved his chest, if you remember. He have videos of him, he have hair in his chest. When he went to the Chinese embassy, he took off his t-shirt, there's no hair there. Why a prophet of God? He care really for taking hair from his body, shaving all his body. Let us see. We're trying to find the hadith. I hope you are being patient with me, because as you see, we are trying to find reference in the spot. In the old days, they used to make sugar. You know, they make sugar from syrup, anything. And until now, actually, women in the Middle East, they use sugar. They add with it some substance like lemon, etc. They use very gluey, it's like a glue material, and they put it over their skin, and then they pull it up fast, and to take the hair off. In the hadith it says that the Prophet he used an nawra, so he shaved his body from the hair. And we are trying to find the hadith in English, otherwise we have to use the Arabic one. Until now we did not find the hadith. Ah, here we go, we found one. And the Muslim, they will say to you, this one is da'if, but I can show you in different places, it says very strong. It was narrated from Umm Salama, the wife of Muhammad, that when he would apply it, apply what? The chapter of applying hair removal, chemical. He began with his private parts, coating it with hair removing chemical. And then he will do, his wife, she will do the remain of his body. So Muhammad, he shaved all his body hair, totally. And again, as I said, this is for Middle Eastern, this is a shameful, even now. This is not like, you know, you might say, well, now Muslims don't follow Muhammad. Nobody do it in the Middle East. The second you do that, no woman will marry you. If a woman, she noticed that there's a guy, he is shaving his chest, no. There's something fishy about the guy. So why Muhammad is shaving all the hair of his body? Until now, we are talking about things, behavior of a person. Still, there's no partners. Let us try to find partners. Muhammad, he used to spend the day with Salman al-Farisi. To the point the wives of Muhammad, as Aisha reported, she was jealous from Salman al-Farisi. Let me find the hadith. Let us see if we can find it here in English. What the hadith is saying simply that Salman al-Farisi, the Persian, he was a very strong man, he's very good looking, and he was spending the whole night with Muhammad, to the point the wives of Muhammad, they were jealous for how long Muhammad, he stayed with Salman al-Farisi, and he stayed specifically all night. Let us see if I can find the hadith in English. I can find the hadith in Arabic very easy. But we want the English one. Here we go. We found in Arabic, not in English, but it's okay, what we can do. Reported from Aisha that Salman al-Farisi, he used to sit with the Prophet, and they stayed together all the time, alone. وينفرد به بالليل حتى كاد يغلبنا على رسول الله. He spent all the night with him, even to the point he used to sit with him, which means Muhammad sat with Salman al-Farisi more than he sat with us all night. All night. Let us use Google translation. This is the book. This can be found, this hadith, in the Sunni books and the Shia books, and this is a Shia book. It's called Biharul Anwar. This is equal to Al-Bukhari for the Shia. Volume number 22, page number 291. Let us translate to English. Actually, 391. 391 here. Okay, the page number. And here it says, from the authority of Aisha, she said, Salman al-Farisi, he used to stay with Muhammad alone. Translation is not too much accurate, but it's okay. Which he had alone with at the night until almost he overpowered us. So Muhammad, he spent his time with Salman al-Farisi all night. Well, somebody might say, well, what's wrong? They are friends. They are not. Salman al-Farisi, he came as a slave. Why? What Muhammad he have a need of him? What exactly his position there? Why he became? And even Muhammad, he said that Salman is one of the people of the house, which means he is equal to the family of Muhammad. Equal to them. How Muhammad he got that honor? What does that mean exactly? Then we find more evidence of Muhammad the queer. Jibreel. Jibreel the angel is Dahya al-Kalbi. Dahya al-Kalbi was the most handsome boy or youth, or let's say young man, in the tribe of Quraysh. This is why Muhammad decided to send him to be his messengers to the Roman, because he is the most handsome. But the funny is that Dahya al-Kalbi is a person he stay all night with Muhammad too. And when somebody come to the house of Muhammad and he see Dahya at night in a time which is not proper to be alone, Muhammad he claimed that this is Jibreel. This is Jibreel. Ibn Abbas, he come to the house of Muhammad. And he went inside and he slept. He's a kid. He smuggled himself inside. Nobody noticed him. And here you ask yourself, I mean, how a kid he enter a room and Muhammad did not notice that he is in the room, even if you are like 10 years old. And then Muhammad, he said something very strange to the kid. He said to him, my love, did you see anything? Did you see anyone here with me? When Muhammad, he noticed that this kid, Ibn Abbas, he was there, he asked him, how long you are here? Let me see if I can find the hadith. He said to him, for how long you are here? He said, like an hour. Muhammad, he said to him, my love. And I don't know why he say my love. Did you see anyone with me? What? Why Muhammad is worried? The kid, he said, yeah, I saw with you a man. Let me see if I can find the hadith. I will find it for sure, but the problem is to find in English. Here we go. Let us see if we can find it in English. Let me try. Let me see. I will try to find this one in English. Let us see here. Well, look like we don't have it in English. So we have to use Google Translation. So we will show you another hadith too. Let us use Google. This is the name of the book. It's coming weird in English, but this is how it is. Page number 233 from At-Tabari. At-Tabari. Okay? So this is not a joke. And here it says, he mentioned that the vision of Ibn Abbas, which means Ibn Abbas, he saw Gabriel. How he saw Gabriel? He said he saw him twice. Where he saw him twice? He saw him in the house of Muhammad. It's mentioned that in the Tirmidhi, Abu Amr, he said that he saw a man with the Prophet. He did not know him. The Prophet, God bless him and grant him peace, said, "Did you see any man with me?" The translation is not accurate. The kid, he said, "Yes." Muhammad, he said to him, "This is Jibreel." And then Muhammad, he claimed that you will lose your eye vision. And the Muslim, they claim that this guy, when he almost died, he lost his eye vision. But this is very normal. You are dying. So Muhammad claimed that if you see Jibreel, you will become blind. But nothing happened to this kid. And now the Muslim, they're saying, at the end of his life, the guy, he lost his vision. But let me find you something more about this. Here we go. This is the book. It's called Al-Mustadraku ala Sahihain by An-Naysaburi. Volume number 4, page number 692. Hadith number or chapter number 2570 and hadith number 6341. 6341. So now what we would do, because we don't have English translation, we are going to use Google Translation as usual. And by the way, this is a Sahih hadith. Translate. So here it says that Abu Al-Abbas, he sent his son, which means the son of Al-Abbas, he sent his son to the Prophet, and then he slept behind him. Why the kid is sleeping behind Muhammad? The kid, he went inside, he slept behind him. That's mean Muhammad is sleeping. Or he's laying down. Because how you sleep behind him? He slept behind him, and a man was with the Prophet. And then Muhammad, he said to him, "My love." Did you see anyone? The translation here is not coming correctly. So, and the man was with the Prophet, and the Prophet, he said to him, "My love, not my family. Did you see anyone with me?" He said, "Yes, I saw a man." He said, "Oh, okay. This is Gabriel." In different hadith, Ibn Abbas, he says that he saw someone look like Dahi al-Kalbi. So it was Dahya al-Kalbi for sure, he was there. And then Muhammad, he said to him, this is Gabriel. He did not admit that this is Dahya al-Kalbi. I mean, why in the world the angel Jibreel will come in the look of Dahya al-Kalbi? You tell me the reason. What is exactly that? And Ibn Abbas, he saw Dahya al-Kalbi. Muhammad, he claimed this is Gabriel. Let us see if I can give you more reference. I mean, there is endless reference. You know, we can show really tons and tons. Let's see. Yeah, maybe we can find more later. But I mean, this is enough. There's tons of tafsir. It mentioned that in even Ibn Kathir. It mentioned that in At-Tabari. It mentioned that Sharh al-Bukhari. It mentioned that in I mean, we can get tons of reference about that. Let's see here. See, I have to read the whole book to find exactly what, you know, it's not easy as some people think, like I just go and find it in 2 seconds. You know, like I remember reading it, but what exactly, what page, this is the issue, you know, like yeah, it's not that easy, even though for you get the reference in 2 seconds usually, but it's not that easy really. I have to scan my brain and scan the books in front of me. But anyway, as you see, Gabriel, he come in the image of Dahya al-Kalbi. Muhammad, he spent the night with Al-Farisi. Aisha, she is jealous from Salman al-Farisi. But there is something more horrible. If we go and look for more hadith, you will find the Muslim, they mention to you a hadith about Muhammad saying, kill the one who is in the top and kill the one who is in the bottom, which is about people practicing homosexuality. Do you remember when Sheikh Uthman, he says, the hadith says Hassan, and this is Dar es-Salam is not accepted? When David Wood, he went to Sheikh Uthman and he showed him hadith, and then he says there it says Hassan, this is Dar es-Salam is not accepted? Well, this is a hadith nobody can support. Nobody. Even though it says Hassan. They will say to you, this is Dar es-Salaam saying that. This is the publishing. It's not even scholars saying that. But for me, I will take it. I'm not going to be a hypocrite like the Muslims and say, oh, this is not accepted resource or source. It is not true. It is invalid. But who said that a person who is practicing homosexuality is not going to say something against homosexuality? He do it behind doors and in public. He said the opposite. How many even people who claim to be Christian or priest, they speak good in the church, and the second day we find that they are child molester like Muhammad. This is very, very well-known behavior of many pervert people. So it is possible that Muhammad, he said that, but that will not change anything. Muhammad dressed like women, Muhammad put eyeliner, Muhammad pee like a woman, and Muhammad kiss men. And men kiss him down his belly. The hadith in front of us, as you see, it says Sahih. The Muslim, they will say Sahih for you in chain. That means Sahih. That means there's nothing wrong with it. It says here that a person, his name, he was from Al-Ansar. While the Prophet, he was talking to somebody, etc., some people. No, somebody was talking to some people, and Muhammad, he came, and he started tickling him. He started tickling him from his behind and his ribs, down his ribs, with a stick. Then the guy, he said to Muhammad, let me do retaliation. Muhammad said, take retaliation. He said, you are wearing a shirt, but I am not. So the guy is topless. The Prophet then, he raised his shirt, and the man embraced him and began to kiss down his belly, not his side. Kashh is from the belly and down. And then he said, this is what I wanted, O Messenger of Allah. Imagine if we are talking about Abraham or Moses or any of those who they are known to be prophets. He come to a group of people, and then he start tickling a man to make him laugh. And then the man, he is not wearing a t-shirt. He said to Muhammad, well, I'm going to do the same to you, Prophet. Let me take retaliation. Muhammad, sure, go ahead. He said, but I'm wearing a shirt, you are not. Sorry, I'm not wearing a shirt, you are wearing a shirt. So Muhammad, he left up his shirt to the man. And then what the man does? Did he tickle Muhammad? Did he touch him with his fingers like tickling him? The guy, he started kissing his body. And he was saying, this is what I wanted. Some, they might understand the hadith saying that Muhammad saying this is what I wanted. It's really confusing here who said that. But most likely it is the man saying to Muhammad, this is what I wanted. So he enjoyed it very much. Here we ask ourselves, what is the point of this? A man is a prophet of God, tickling somebody, he is naked, topless. The man, he want to take retaliation. The prophet, he take his shirt up. The man, he start kissing him down his belly. The prophet is not upset. Is happy with it. And the man is so happy with that. That's not alone. We have tons of reference. We have endless stories. Let us see something else. Muhammad, he loved to grow his hair very long. He cannot live without it. He liked to grow his hair. And he grew it so long. And here it says to his shoulders, in fact, it past his shoulders, go down to his back. And you will notice that the Muslims are reporting this because not everybody do that. Muhammad is doing that. So he put eyeliner. He liked to have long hair. He put a lot of perfume. He dressed like a woman. He pissed like a woman. And he being kissed by men down his belly. What else? Let us see. I'm trying to find the hadith, which is very nice actually. Later, when you download the video, you can cut the time we are waiting for to find reference. Let me see this one. Muhammad is in love with Usama. Now the Muslim, they will say to you, this is daif. This is daif. Salama, but this is the same book about killing the gays. The same book. How the same book can be da'if? And I mean, this is how stupid this religion is. And da'if, by the way, is accepted, is not rejected. Osama stumbled at the thread, like in the front of the house, and he cut his face. The Messenger of Allah removed the harm, between two brackets, the blood, from him. But I was repulsed by that. And he started to suck the blood and remove it from his face. The hadith, it says yamujjahu. Yamujjahu, it's mean to kiss with like you make a sound, you know, like you are like, you know, like it's like he's excited. Here it says to remove the blood, but nowhere in here it says the blood. It says that he was caught. And already he removed the blood. He removed the harm. He removed the blood, even between the bracket. So why he is sucking the guy? Muhammad, he said, which is extremely weird. He said, if Usama were a girl, I would have adorned him and dressed him until I married him off. Why Muhammad want to say to a boy, if Osama was a girl, I would love to dress him, take care of him by dressing him like a girl, until I get him married. But this is a boy. So you care for Osama if he is a girl, but you don't care for Osama as a boy? Muhammad, he see the boy as a girl. Otherwise, I change any Muslim to tell me what is the reason. Why Muhammad imagining the boy? Why he wish that he is a girl? And what is the point of sucking his face? More issues. If you are a person who can draw, you can draw. You can make an art story about the guy putting eyeliner, putting lipstick, putting perfume. He cannot live without it. Making his hair long, wearing his wife's clothes, and when he go out to pee, he pee like a woman. Men, they kiss him down his belly. He suck the faces of kids. And there's a hadith about him sucking the penis of a boy. But I'm not going to go there. I will let it go. But there is something goes way more weird with Muhammad. There's a person, his name is Zuhair. Let me see if I can find the hadith of Zuhair. Zuhair. Let us find maybe this one now. There's a hadith about Muhammad sucking the tongue of Ali. But I don't know if I can find the hadith in English. I cannot find it in English. This is the book of As-Sirah Al-Halabiyya, volume number 1, page number 432. And here the story is saying that when the mother of Ali, she gave birth to him, and they called him Ali, Muhammad, he gave him his tongue. He put his tongue inside his mouth. And he was sucking it until he slept. Second day, the kid, he refused any women to suckle him because he wanted the tongue of Muhammad. And Muhammad, he did it again. He gave him his tongue and he slept. And by the way, the Muslims are not mentioning this because of a shame. They are proud. English translation. Al-Halabi biography, volume number 1, page number 432. So he gave him his tongue. First, by the way, he put his saliva on him. And he was sucking his tongue. And then they say that Ali, he slept after that. And the second day, the same thing. When she gave birth to him, he called him Ali. He spat in his mouth. Why anyone want to spit in the mouth of a baby? Then he started sucking his tongue. And he continued sucking it until he fell asleep. She said, when was next day, we asked him, we tried to nurse Ali, but he did not accept any women breast. So we called Muhammad, and Muhammad, he did the same. He put his tongue in the mouth of the kid, and he was sucking his tongue. Let's find more reference. This is endless, isn't it? I need to see if we can find here. I mean, we have more than enough about Muhammad, but let us go even for more. There's a story of Zuhair. Let me see if I can find it. I forgot. I mentioned Zuhair, I did not mention his reference. Zahir, sorry. Let me see if I can find the hadith in English. See, this is the problem. You know, what we have in English right now is almost zero compared to what we have in Arabic. But we can